Gold medal, but let's move up that weight. As we said earlier, men's fly, 52 kilos. You're looking at the Russian in red. That is Misha Aloian, ranked #1 coming into this World Championship. And he's up against Andrew Selby from Barry in Wales. Selby, the first of 3 British boxers looking for gold here today. Now for Selby, well, he's boxed Aloian earlier this year, Castle, and Aloian beat him there. But is it fair to say that Selby's a much better boxer now than he was at the beginning of this year?
Yeah, it certainly is, and I'll just drop this little factoid on you to further illustrate that. Throughout this tournament, Aloian has averaged 15 points in total offense. Selby, 26. So Selby, the busier boxer throughout the entirety of this tournament, not only has he gotten better, but I imagine that Aloian is going to be facing a different boxer than he recalls. Very interesting as well, if you like to look at the statistics on the graphics on your screens there. Of course, Selby, the European champion in 2011, Aloian, the European champion in 2010. Now, in 2010, when the Russian won that European title, he beat Khalid Saeed Yafai of England 4-1. If Selby doesn't win, he has to go into a box-off with Yafai for his Olympic spot. So there's added incentive, a lot of added incentive, I think it's fair to say, for the Welsh boxer to take this gold, because if Selby wins this bout, not only will he take a World Championship gold home, he will also be guaranteed his spot at the 2012 Olympics, which, until this competition is over, is not a done thing. Absolutely, I couldn't have said it better myself. Let's watch this one very carefully indeed. Out of the Slot Adventure ABC Club, the Welshman, Aloian. A bronze medalist in the last World Championships. They may be the same age, but I think it's fair to say Aloian has got a better record in international competitions in years gone by. And of course, Aloian, a former junior European champion. So the Russians have been waiting for this lad to start to make his mark. This could be a telling piece of form, or a very informative form guide for the Olympics in 2012. So important for both of these boxers to win this bout. Yes, and you know, Aloian, this is interesting to see the stylistic differences here for Aloian. Yesterday, he had an opponent of much different size in front of him and stature, that in the American RUS Warren. And while he was able to eliminate Warren from the tournament, the two of them were like spitting images of one another as far as height, speed, style, and credentials. Bringing this young Selby in here today without nearly the world experience of Rashi Warren, not to mention a taller, longer-limbed boxer, poses a completely different type of challenge for Aloian, and let's see how he handles it. So far, Selby is standing there walking Aloian down, which is interesting because the taller boxer usually wants to stay on the outside. However, in this instance, Selby is pressing the action, giving Aloian the opportunity to counterpunch and to slip and slide a little bit as he's doing here in the center of the ring. So far, an interesting stylistic matchup. As you said at the beginning of this bout, Castle, Selby's got to show us the skills that he demonstrated in the semis and the quarters. Busy boxing, consistent scoring. That's the name of the game for Selby. It's been the game plan that's been so effective for the Welshman. I really would like to see Selby start to use that jab a little more and let Aloian come to him. There's no reason he needs to press the action so hard here in the first. He should let Aloian come forward, use his jab, and try and pick him off with short hooks and uppercuts, using that jab as a rangefinder. Well, looking a little nervous at the start of the bout, but both boxers now getting down to business. Nice hook there from the Russian, just caught the Welshman. Look at the way that Aloian starts to show Selby angles and feints to try and get inside. He needs to get inside if he's going to score points. So far, he's doing yeoman's work in there through round 1. There goes the bell for the end of the first round.
And quite evenly matched. Boos from the crowd. They will get to see the scores before we do. But again, there is a clear slow-mo replay of points being put on the board by the Russian. Let's see if we can see a bit of action from Selby. There's a lovely counter there from the Welshman. Again, good body shots as well from Aloian. I think for me, Castle, Aloian is having the better mixture of blows there. And the Welshman, well, some solid scores, but just not showing as many skills or a variety of punches as the Russian did. And I think that will reflect in the score. Yes, it does. Aloian of Russia 4, Andrew Selby 2. Work for the Welshman to do.
Yeah, I mean, clearly now, whereas I would have liked to have seen Selby sit back a little bit in round 1 and let Aloian bring the bout to him. Now Selby is going to really need to step on it a little bit. He's down on points. He's the taller boxer that's going to have to chase the shorter, faster boxer around the ring. And again, I can't emphasize enough, Selby needs to work off of his jab and throw combinations.
Selby needs to show Aloian that he's the better boxer that was beaten by the Russian earlier this year. And Selby just having his shorts put correctly. And Aloian is looking much more confident in this second round. That gives Selby the opportunity to put in a strong counter here. Well, a caution for Selby for pushing the Russian boxer literally to the floor. Selby the first of 3. Luke Campbell for the British squad, boxing in the bantamweight, and of course the super heavy sensation of these World Championships. Anthony Joshua will go last of all in these finals. Caution for the Russian this time, turning away from his opponent. Aloian looking to get the combinations through. Not sure either boxer scored, but this is the kind of tempo that Selby needs to start finding now.
Starting to get a little rough in there. I think that Selby's getting a little sense of urgency halfway through round 2. He's probably not done enough thus far in this round to catch up, as Selby continues to be the more active boxer, the more elusive boxer, and the more aggressive puncher. Selby's really got his work cut out for him. There's the jab in the center of the ring that I'd like to see Selby use more. He should be using that jab, doubling it up, tripling it up, and coming back with the left hand. See how he has to chase Aloian around the ring like that? It's very hard to have his feet planted as Aloian uses good lateral movement and body work to avoid Selby.
Well, Selby not happy with the grappling techniques of the Russian. Don't complain to the referee, Andy. Just stay focused on the task at hand. Because frustrating your opponent is a tactic that we often see in amateur boxing. And all it's doing is giving Aloian more confidence.
And on top of that, just Selby seems just he's not having a going day. He has not yet been able to really get his hands off, and it looks like it's going to be an easy one for Aloian if round 1 and 2 have been any indication.
I think you've hit the nail on the head, Castle. He hasn't settled yet, Selby. In the semi-final, he got down to business so early, so professionally. We've seen him clearly not happy with the Russian there, not happy with the fit of the head guard, and also on 2-3 occasions complaining to the referee, and that's something that we've not seen the Welshman do throughout the whole of this competition. Get firm words from the corner, and understandably so. Let's get the scores in from the judges. Remember, there are 5 judges. The highest and lowest is disregarded. They take the mean average of the 3. And Selby is definitely going to need a special third round here. He's going to really have to change it up a gear. Better for the Welshman, tying with the Russian at 4-4 in the second round. But after that disappointing, or not disappointing, slow start in the first, Andy Selby is still trailing by 2 to Misha Aloian.
Some nice, cute work by Selby in there, staying in there and throwing his hands a little more. The referee looks like he's going to, again, adjust the shorts, so much more important things that Selby should have to be worrying about than his shorts being adjusted right now.
Well, the greatest concern for all the British fans right now, and particularly those screaming and shouting every shot from Wales, is that can Selby make up that 2-point deficit and draw clear? He's certainly giving it his all. It's a good third round, and he's now starting to find the target. Good work from Selby. The counter from the Russian, only to the guard on the block. Oh, he gets one through there, though. Good hook from Aloian. Holding the caution for the Russian.
Just great body work and footwork by Aloian, keeping Selby completely rattled and off balance.
Oh, that's better. Much better combination from Selby. Got to keep it going now. 2, 3 good scoring punches from the Welshman. But as our expert Castle Chalice in the commentary box has pointed out, the consistent work is still coming from the Russian.
There's a huge left hand by Selby to score. That was an impressive punch. Look at the timing by Selby. It seems like if he had a few more rounds, he may be able to start to turn this. It took him a round and a half or 2 to get settled. Now Selby looking like he's timing Aloian a little more and coming in with that big left hand that he hasn't really quite landed throughout the bout.
These are the skills that we've been so impressed with throughout this championship from the Welshman. Maybe we need to get him signed up to the World Series of Boxing where they box 5 rounds. Oh, again, magnificent uppercut from Selby. Now that seems to have just knocked the confidence and shaken the Russian just a little. But the Welshman has 40 seconds left on the clock and he needs a good 2 or 3 more of those. Selby finally settled, finding his marker and showing those skills, showing his timing. But it's 20 seconds and he's got to get on with it. Come on, Andrew Selby. Looking for the first of 3 potential goals for the British boxers. Aloian now right in there. He knows that we've just got 10 seconds left on the third. Another good jab from the Welshman. 5 seconds left on the clock. A final flurry from the Russian and from Selby. They slug it out in the closing seconds. And is that enough? Has the Welshman done enough in the third round? Remember, he was trailing by 2. Castle, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, listen, he definitely picked himself up off the canvas, figuratively, not literally, in that third round. He grabbed himself by the bootstraps and he started timing the Russian beautifully, executing big rear punches, straight punches that were finding their mark each time. Did he land enough? I don't know. This is for the judges right here, but it's anyone's guess.
It's a very close margin. Will gold in the men's fly division go to the Russian in red on the left or the Welshman in blue on the right? Oh, what a disappointment. And to the boos from the crowd, which is a little unfair, Misha Aloian of Russia, 13-12, takes the gold medal for Russia. It's silver for Andrew Selby, which is a great achievement in its own right, but frustrating because he won that third and final round 6-5.
Well, I'll tell you what, I may not have seemed it in the first and second, but this was a rematch, and every renewal of these contests reminds us the stuff of legend.
Well, Castle, for me, the Welshman came out a little too slow. He wasn't settled, possibly even big night nerves in this final, first World Championship final for the Welshman. By the time he got to the third round, he was all over the Russian. He just needed more time.
He needed more time, and you know what? That's where the World Series of Boxing comes into play. 5 rounds, in instances 4 rounds, 5 rounds, 6. They alter it depending on where it is in the league, but clearly there's more opportunity. 7 rounds if he makes it to the finals, where he has an opportunity to take his time a little more and develop a game plan.
Well, disappointment for Andrew Selby. Not too disappointing, but when he's worked so well to get to the finals, the Welshman from Barry walks away with the silver. And congratulations to Misha Aloian of Russia, the gold medalist in the men's fly division. Let's have a word with the Russian and see how he feels about his performance today.
Вы профессиональный бой. Знаете, вот с этим боксером я уже боксировал в феврале месяце. Там я одержал легче победу над ним. Но сегодня, как так, финал чемпионата мира, впервые для меня. Бой был напряженный. Видно, что было эмоционально. Все равно 5-й бой, что это. Вот. Так, ошибки были, конечно, но боксер достойный. Поэтому спасибо Господу Богу, что подарил мне победу. Спасибо.
Well, it's good to get a chance to catch our breaths here in the commentary box. That was a very, very impressive bout. And congratulations to both of the medalists. Men's fly bronze medalists, of course, we will see later on. But the schedule of events here has the first of the medal ceremonies to come. And that should be the men's light fly category, the opening bout.
We now have the AIBA World Championship. Medal presentation for 49 kilogram weight class. Bronze medal, name, Purevdorj, Serdamba, Mongolia.
So the first of the medal ceremonies for the men's light fly division. And what a great competition this has been. And I suppose some of the big stories came early on with Alizada, the world ranked #1 boxer, being taken out in the preliminaries, and that really set this light fly event on fire, alight. Here's the bronze medalist.
Russia. The medals will be presented by Dr. Shin, AIBA president.
Purevdorj and
Ayrapetyan, the two bronze medalists from Mongolia and Russia. The medals awarded by the AIBA president, Dr. Wu, who has done a fantastic job with amateur boxing over the past few years. The flowers awarded by Mr. Suleiman Makhailyov, the AIBA Executive Committee member and Vice President of the Boxing Federation here in Azerbaijan. Big surprise, Castle, for many not to see Ayrapetyan possibly further up that podium.
Yeah, I suppose, you know, but every dog has his day, and this tournament was just didn't go the way he wanted it to. But you know what? To even get near that platform at this world level says enough.
Silver medalist goes to Shin Jong from Korea, 22-year-old, real gutsy fighter. Almost had the big man from China in that last bout of the competition, and a deserved silver medal. Watch out for this man at the London Olympics. He really is a fearless young fighter, but one of the biggest names from the world of amateur boxing, certainly in the light fly division, has taken his third world championship gold. A massive achievement, a brilliant performance for Zou Shiming of China. The Olympic champion takes another world championship gold and sends a message to the rest of the world: I will be in London in 2012 and I will be defending my title. What a fantastic performance from the Chinese boxer, and really, Castle, every bout he came out with the same tactical plan and executed it with perfection.
Yeah, I mean, he is one of my favorite boxers to watch in this tournament. Whenever you get to see someone bring such fundamentals, such speed, style, grace, and not to mention he seems like a really nice kid to boot. Shouldn't call him a kid at 30 years old. I mean, he's certainly well into his manhood.
Well, our first medal ceremony, and congratulations to China. There, the confirmation: silver to Korea, Russia and Mongolia taking the bronze medal. But the king of the light fly division and the world champion for 2011 is Zou Shiming,
also known as the Lord of the Flies.
So the first gold medal has been officially awarded to Zou Shiming of China. Photographs and interviews with the world's press and media are now the state of affairs for us here in the AIBA commentary box. We're starting to get ready for the next bout, and there is another chance for a potential British gold. Luke Campbell in the bantamweight division goes up against Lizardo Alvarez of Cuba in the bantamweight division.